Welcome back to the Blissful Badger. So, today I'm going to paint up some Poxwalkers. I've had them sitting on the shelf for a little while, and I started painting them, but I never got around to finishing them. Also, for color correction, I figured if I just turned that light off, but left that one on, it wouldn't glare as much. So, hey, a little bit closer to the right color today. I also still need to clean some of my paintbrushes. Still doesn't focus well, but yeah, there's quite a bit of I need to clean them. I'll get to it eventually. So I know that the time change actually pushed us back an hour instead of forward, but it still threw me off a little bit, so my schedule is, well, I'm not quite as prepared as usual. So, it is what it is. Okay. And that is whatever that was. Alright. I am curious what this Malignant Green speed paint will look like on these, so I'm going to try that first. I don't actually know what it'll look like over a tan primer, so we'll try that. Oh, also, new playlist. I have not listened to it before, so I do not know which songs are going to play. So, for those that wanted a change of pace on that. Alright. Yeah, that's an interesting color. They're Poxwalkers. I'm not that worried about which colors they are. They just need to be a couple of different colors, and I don't know. Figured I'd do the skin colors. I already did the silver metallic and the dark green tendrils. So if I do the skin color, this malignant green, and then I do maybe a wood color for anything wood and a leather color for anything leather, and I guess I could do a fabric color for those that have a little bit of fabric. So it's enough difference. Oh, and I guess there's a couple of horns and stuff, so I'll need to figure something out for that. But it's like 5 or 6 different colors, but that shouldn't take too long, right? I'm not worried about his face details. Yeah, a little bit darker than I would want on screen, but probably still better color recognition than when it's all glaring white. So, but overall, it gives it a decent tint. Helps if I hit everything. But yeah. There's a pretty horrible transition between the two colors, but eh. But that means I'm going to dump even more of this on the palette. But yeah, and then some of them have more spikes than others, and I'll figure out what I want to do with that after I do this color, but just a matter of getting some hobby time in. It was nice taking a few days off and relaxing after the Orktober build. I did get a game in on Saturday with my 1000 points of orcs. It was against demons, mostly Khorne, but there were a few plague bearers and a unit of pink horrors, and that was interesting. At one point there was a 20-inch long melee going on in the middle of the battlefield, so that was fun. It was nice to finally get away from all the Eldar shenanigans and stuff and just go wah and charge. So the orcs also have some very interesting and powerful stratagems. I did not get to careen out of control and blow up, but I did fight on death, and well, he attacked with 2 squads of bloodletters, and he wiped a unit of 10 knobs and warboss out. But in return, they fought back and killed 8 bloodletters out of one squad, and 5 out of the other. And that was without the warboss actually swinging. I just hadn't started that part yet, but we called it after the top of turn 3, and the orcs won. But that was pretty fun, and I look forward to playing my orcs again sometime. Being that this is a speed paint, I'm just going straight over that green on anything that already has the detail, because it's thin enough it'll show up below it. I really like these sculpts. They're detailed enough, but also really easy to paint with speed paints. looks like he's wearing some armor, but not, or clothing, but not all the way. So I guess he has one knee pad and some boots. Okay. Looks like wet paint is highly reflective in my cameras. But I don't know for sure, but on my camera it looks a little bit more yellow than in person. But only by a little bit. And look, there are already 4 different colors. I still need to do a lot more to them, but it's a start. It's a start. So, just out of curiosity, if you're watching this in post or, whatever, how many of you watched V for Vendetta today? Just out of curiosity. It's something I do most November 5ths. Just because it's a good movie, and if it has a specific date in it, why not? Just like Groundhog Day. Most Groundhog Days, I watch that movie. I can't be the only one, right? I think I might just take them 10 at a time. I don't think I'll go through this color all the way through these, but since I have even more of them over on the bookshelf, well, not bookshelf, models shelf. I had them stored since I had already started painting them on one of these trays, so it was like, hey, I'll work on that tonight. And so I don't even know exactly how many models are on this tray right now. Enough. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if I could paint these guys up faster than I did the crew not too long ago. I think I care a little bit more about what the crew look like as I'm speed painting. So but they are really cool models. Said that already. But so I've had these since I got my Age of Darkness box. I got it at the same time, and I don't exactly remember when I bought it. It was saltwater gargles. Okay. But yeah, I've had them since I got the Age of Darkness box, which was, what, early this year? I think. I don't remember exactly when I bought it. But they were offering 29 Poxwalkers along with it, so I still haven't built any of the Age of Darkness box, and I'm 90% sure which Legion I'm going to paint up for Horus Heresy. I did get the Legion Battle Group, whatever. I think they mentioned that in the last video, last live stream. But yeah, I think I'm going to go with the 70. I'm going to choose the Death Guard that were on the Eisenstein and were still loyalist. So, because I want to do loyalist Death Guard, I figured what better way to plan that out than to paint some of my traitor Death Guard models for the 5th of November. You know, that makes sense, right? And yes, I can tell that I have not had enough water today. So I will take care of that in a moment. I actually really like this green over this tan prime. I hope that is more easily seen in the video today. The colors shouldn't be so overwhelmingly washed out. Congratulations, you three. You're the three that I'm going to paint. I'm not surprised that the Malignant Green is a good color for Death Guard. I wouldn't be surprised if Army Painter Speed Paints were matched this color for a reason. But yeah, I'm really glad I got the orcs done, and I took a day or so off from painting and jumped straight back into it afterwards. So in the last 4 days, I've built, let me think, 34 models for Age of Sigmar. About half of them are my Skaven, and the other half are Disciples of Tzeentch, because I couldn't resist and I started collecting them not too long ago. And I painted 10 Skaven. I finished up the 5 Plague Monks that I needed to make a full unit of 10. And I also painted up 5 more Censer Bearers, so I can technically take a reinforced list of them. Sorry about the hesitation, the music is throwing me off a little bit. But yeah, I take on a lot of different projects, but I know I will eventually get to them. I like to jump around a little bit and have a good 4 to 6 active projects that are larger and take a few minutes here and there. Oh, not minutes, but every now and then I just choose a completely different model or models to paint. And I pick that up and do a unit and then put it away on the display cabinets that I still don't have on that side. At least they're organized in those white boxes, even if they're not actually on display very well and dust free. At least they're in one spot, and I can tell which ones are painted and not painted. So, start of the project, at least. Okay, that one didn't have as much flesh. Just wanted to make sure I didn't miss any of it before I moved on. it's fun listening and seeing which ones of these are on my playlist that I usually play and which ones are new. And yeah, that was definitely not one that I was going to add to my playlist. Like I said, I was having a little bit I had a little bit of trouble even thinking right while listening to that one, so so since this is the last model I'm going to paint this Malignant Green, what color should I do the fabric? Because I know I want to do leather for the leather parts, but I need a color for the spikes and a color for the clothing. And I'll take suggestions. Because I can always do on the next 10 in a different color scheme, and then this squad is this particular color scheme. If I don't choose to, continue it on the same color scheme. Mauve. I don't have a speed paint in mauve. I could try mixing one up, but I mean, I could probably take, 2 drops of one and 1 drop of another and make something in that range, but I don't know. That would maybe look a little bit weird. Oh, hey. This playlist does state best of, so I'm not surprised that it's playing a lot of similar songs. So this is the leather. trying to think if I want to do... Yeah, I'm going to do that as fabric. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about the new Army Painter paints, and I don't know, they could be good. I have no idea. Supposedly they release next year sometime early. Wouldn't mind trying them out sometime. I still haven't even tried the Army Painter 2.0 speed paints. I'm still using the 1.0, or the original. So, you know, when the opportunity arises, I'll give it a shot. That took a twist. It's not quite as grating as the other one. It's weird though. It's like Stomp, maybe? Anyway, I think. Yeah, this playlist is out there. But it's something different. I know the Kevin MacLeod music's a little bit on the interesting side, and he's willing to test out different sounds and stuff, but this is a little bit on the wild side today. Also, I'm painting a little bit lower than this camera, so give me a little... There we go. Instead of leaning further forward in the chair, I'll just make the camera look a little bit further down. Did that just absorb upwards all the way into the other? That's weird. I haven't seen it do that before. Yeah, it's just moving up the model. That's interesting. Because I didn't paint right there. I painted down here on the boots. That's kind of interesting. Like, if I just do this, does it go anywhere else? It definitely went down, but that's weird. It's the first time I've noticed that happen. Hopefully it doesn't happen on a regular basis, and at least it's on a Poxwalker instead of one of the models that I'm trying to be cleaner painting. So hello! How are you this evening? So yeah, I'm trying out a new playlist of background music, and one, that seems a little bit louder than the previous songs. And there's not much more I can do about turning that down. That is almost all the way down. Just a really loud song. And yeah, just painting up some Poxwalkers tonight. Okay. The complex. I believe. Yep. That one's a little bit easier to pick out from some of the other ones, so... So, is he wearing a climbing harness, or is it something different? Let's see. So I can't. Well, you know what? I will mix up the 1 part Slaughter Red, 2 parts Hive Dweller Purple, and see what it looks like. Why not? They're Poxwalkers, right? Yeah. Clickety click click. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do 2 parts purple and 1 part red for this. The speed paints don't always mix properly for the results that you're looking for, but we'll see. Overall, that's just really dark purple. I mean, there's a little bit of a red tint to it, but it's more purple than anything else. So, So I just added another 2 drops of red per purple. So now it is 3 parts red, 2 parts purple. And I think that might have done it. So what do you think, Sedan? Did I get closer to the mauve? I might have gotten more like a burgundy, but at some point it's very hard to tell the difference of where someone would start naming it one color and end calling it something else. It's a decent contrast from the malignant green. That one I can tell. I'll have to remember this mixture for this color. Yeah, I like that color. That model, of course, has the most of this clothing color. But that's a decent contrast. Is that supposed to be the inside of the shirt, folded down? I think it is. There we go. This playlist is all sorts of weird. So I've looked at all the Christmas boxes, all 10 of them, and I think the answer is going to be 0. I picked up the Heresy box set with the 30 Mark III Marines and the Derrideo Dreadnought and Land Raider Proteus, and I think it's probably going to be, you know, $20 cheaper than the Christmas boxes, but have 32 models in it. And I think I would like that idea better than buying one really large model with a couple of other models with it. Like, I look at the Tyranid models, and not that I really need very many of them, but I think because it has a Hive Tyrant in there, and I already have 3 Flying Hive Tyrants and a Swarm Lord, it actually wouldn't save me any money whatsoever. Just not even buying the Christmas box set. So that's kind of sad. And I know I have a ton of Chaos armies, but I've amazingly still haven't primary purchased a single Chaos kit ever. I've purchased, you know, these guys with an Age of Darkness box. I bought the release set because it was release set. I've purchased the Eldritch Omens box, but that was for the Eldar part, etc., etc. But I don't think I need a big Primarch and a few extra models. And I definitely wouldn't buy the Space Marines one because it's not a good deal. And I don't have a Votann army. My Imperial Guard army is using third-party minis, so I don't need any of the GW specific released ones. Again, I don't need a Votann army. I'll just keep on saying that. And other than a kill rig, I'm not really needing any more of the models in the orcs. I already have 1,000 points sitting around on top of the 1,000 I just painted last month. And not currently in, you know, too much of a hurry to boost that number above 2,000 right now. And let's see what else. I don't play Seraphon or Slaves or any of that stuff for Age of Darkness. not Age of Darkness. Age of Sigmar, sorry. I was still thinking about the Heresy box. Not my fault that they named them one name off, right? But okay, yeah. All the pumped up. Like, why did we go to a carnival today? But overall, I don't know. It just, they don't feel as exciting as last year's. Like, you know, I ended up with 6 of last year's. You know, 2 copies of 3 different ones. And, you know, previous years I've had 1 or 2. But just the big model right in the center, the centerpiece model, and then a few extra models around it. If you're not interested in that one centerpiece model, you're definitely paying more than you need to for that box. And I don't know, just I went with a Heresy box set instead. That doesn't mean I won't end up having an option to buy one at a really good price and change my mind, but at this moment, I'm not actively planning to pre-order anything. I also have a goal to get my pile of shame to a decent point this year. I actually want to have at least 20% of it fully painted by the end of the year. And that's one of the reasons I'm working on these guys tonight. I am just a little over 19% fully painted. That doesn't include basing. Most of my armies don't have bases, but yet. But if I can get 20% by the end of the year, I can have that as a good gauge and try never to drop below that again. But I currently have a little over 40% not even built, so I also, if possible, I want to get that done for this year as well. And then if I can keep it where painted is 20% or more and unbuilt is less than 40%, that'll be a good place for my collection for the next year or two. And if we weren't talking about such a huge pile, I think that would still be a good place to stay. So, but yeah, none of the Christmas boxes are really, really calling to me. So, so I'm guessing that, are you looking at the Age of Sigmar as well as the 40k with those 5 that you would like, or are you just talking about the 40k ones? Because if it is just the 40k ones, which one do you not like? Oh, that lights it up. Huh, okay. Sorry about that. I didn't realize that the paper towel was changing my lighting, my exposure light on these. But where did the wood go? There it is. I have paints all over my desk right now. I still haven't cleaned up from doing all of those orcs. So I have 20 to 25 paints right here, and another 10 right there, and 7 over on this side, and 4 and 3 right there, and yeah. I'll get to it at some point. But yeah, I am curious which of the ones you're not interested in, if you want 5 of them. Knife, hammer. Because they all have interesting models in them. It's just, do I need them? Do they fit an army that I have? Do they fit in an army that I would like to get within the next 2 to 3 years? And I think if I were to get one, like, absolutely I had to pick one, I didn't have the option to not get one, I would... That's hard. I actually don't know the answer to that. Like, if someone said, hey, I have a coupon for one of these for you, which one would I choose? I can't even give you an answer on that one. That's yeah. Is that a good thing? Like, again, I don't need any Rogel Dorns, and I don't have a Votann army. And I have a Tyranid army, and yet there's only one model in that kit that I don't already have tons of. And I don't have any Exalted 8-bound, but I don't know, I might be able to play a full army of that, but... I really don't know. Yeah, come here for some painting and some odd music and get extremely deep thoughts on Christmas box sets. And how I can't even decide. I mean, honestly, depending on the price, maybe a second. No, that's bad. Not a second. I really don't know. Alright, so what color should I do for the spikes? Should I do the spikes gray? I don't know how much the pallid bone would show up on this particular prime base coat. I think the sand golem is a little bit orange. Just a little bit. I don't think that would be a bad thing. Let's try it. Which guy gets to try it? This guy. I'm gonna try the sand golem, see if I like it. Go from there. Oh, yeah, that's... It's decent. Yes, I watched a video not too long ago about speed paints. And it says, always brush towards the bottom. So, 180 degrees from what I'm doing right now. Yeah. Looks good to me. But yeah, I'm just thinking brushing downwards means that I'm gonna get closer to the skin with a bunch of wet. And it's just gonna go all over his head. So might be better to build up shadows that way, but it might not be as good for the actual painting of the model. So I think this guy has more quills than the troop did. But yeah, I think the biggest reason why I'm not looking at any of the Christmas boxes with interest, that much interest, is I have all the ones from last year, and other than building 40 and painting, building and painting 40 of the Skaven models, I still have the Custodes and Imperial Knights in box, and I haven't worked on those yet, and I'm not going to start. Wait. I have 2 more armies that I've started since then. Well, the Skaven was the 3rd. Yeah. I have taken on enough projects that I am okay with skipping a year of Christmas boxes. There we go. Might have taken 10-15 minutes to really think it through, but that's the real answer. If I didn't already have the Skaven going, and the Custodes planned, and the Knights planned, and the Horus Heresy Death Guard Loyalists planned, and the Skaven I'm working on, and I just started the Disciples of Tzeentch army. Yeah, I've got enough projects. So, plus I don't even know what I'm going to do for my next crusade. I know we'll be planning that at some point in the future, and I'm not going to play my Eldar again. And whatever army that is, I'll be painting that up. Because I didn't really paint much of the Eldar stuff during the crusade. And this next one, I do want to get a fully painted army on the table. So between all of those projects, I don't need any more. I feel comfortable with the number of projects I have. Comfortably overwhelmed. And I definitely won't be speed painting my Knights army, or my Custodes. I have a few things that I want to try out with them. New skills and everything, and I actually want to do quite a bit of fades and highlights and stuff with my Custodes army. It's one of the reasons I haven't started building it yet. He just took a wrench to the head. But yeah. I think I took on enough projects over the last year, and I need to work on those. I also need to get more into how to work all of my things so that they look good. So that is what I painted tonight. And as a horde on the tabletop, I don't think they look horrible. They need some basing. They could use an overall wash, I think. I might try that out on these guys for the first attempt. Because, like, his details, he's got colors, but he's not very, defined. You can tell I just blocked out colors and everything, so I might try an oil wash on these guys before I do any other washes. So I know there's still a little bit of shine on the horns, but I think that might be a good next thing on them. Add some grime to them and everything. Tie all their colors together a little bit better. But overall, I mean, you know, they already had 2 of those colors on them, so I'd say between what I just did and what I already had on them, maybe a 2-hour job for 10 models again. So, you know. It's fun to see what they can do. Why is this not zooming? Why is my zoom automatic just not working all of a sudden? That's good. Okay, now I have an issue with that. Okay, there we go. That is weird. For some reason it wouldn't let me zoom in or out, but I got it to work. Oh, yeah, that would make sense. This last song is called Spasmatica Polka. So, yeah. Yep. It's definitely spaz. Yeah, that was the end of that playlist, so I finished painting these models to a point where I feel comfortable doing a wash over them. The new playlist is over and will not be played again. I would rather either of the playlists that I've already played before over that one. It was a little bit too much. But it was something new. And yeah, and that's I think a good place to call it. So I hope you enjoyed, and until next time.